I'm sure in Little League you're taught if you're going to tag up and move to second, you have to wait for the outfielder to catch the ball. Vladdy left early.
You do.
Got to second. They threw back to first. Out.
This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
I have a picture pinned to my wall, an image of you and of me, and we're laughing with love at it all.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm, of course, Andrew. We're going to join. I'm going to have Mark Chancey. Welcome back to the show.
Thompson twins. Did you know that?
No, I heard it, but I don't know.
Hold Me Now, 1983.
I know that.
Released in the U.S. in 1984. Peaked in the U.S. and Canada at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. So 1983 was released by the Thompson twins, a band from the U.K.
Yeah.
It's exciting. You don't seem very happy for a day after the Leafs beat the Habs.
Yeah, 1-0 in overtime.
What? Doesn't matter what the score is or how they win. Woo! Anytime the Leafs beat the Habs, it's a good day.
But they gave him a point.
And Les Habitants did not clinch a playoff spot yet.
No. But
they should. They have 2 games left. They have to get a point, or Columbus has to lose.
Well, they got a point last night.
But they still have to get a point.
Oh.
Because if they lose 2 and Columbus wins 3 straight, Columbus are in.
I hope Columbus is all right.
Columbus dummied Washington yesterday 7-0.
Well, Washington doesn't seem to be
in Columbus. Now they're going back to Washington today. I don't think Washington's going to lose 7-0 today.
I don't know what happened to Washington, but they seem to be losing a lot.
I think Washington is prime for the taking in round 1 of the playoffs.
Probably.
In my view. But we've been wrong before.
We have been wrong before.
We were right last week.
And this leads into what we're going to talk about today.
We broke the news.
First of all, before we get into any of that, we got to talk about the Blue Jays lost yesterday, 5-4 to the Orioles.
I'm going to go one further.
Okay.
The $500 million man lost yesterday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. Why? I can't talk about it now? Can I talk about the game?
Yeah, about the game.
Okay. Because the $500 million man once couldn't catch a ball that was thrown to him by Bo for an out. Second one, he couldn't catch a ball that was thrown by the third baseman, which was, is it Wagner now? Or Rodin? I don't remember.
I don't know.
But anyway, he couldn't scoop it out of the dirt.
It's Jimenez, the second baseman.
No, third baseman.
Oh, I don't know.
And then
Clement, I don't know.
He's on first. Fly ball hit to center field. I'm sure in Little League you're taught if you're going to tag up and move to second, you have to wait for the outfielder to catch the ball. Vladdy left early.
You do.
Got to second. They threw back to first. Out.
Oh, my God.
They looked at it. The Blue Jays looked at it and said, yeah, he's out. So the $500 million man, everybody knows my views on him anyway, cannot do that to us.
No.
Cannot do that to us. So it's me and O-Dog that don't like this contract.
And me. But, we're talking about that today.
O-Dog said, you cannot pay that guy that much money.
But anyway, the point
That was
is...
a direct quote. Am I finished?
You are now.
Okay.
You appear to be.
I took a breath today.
Yeah, I mean, they had a 3-0 lead at one point. Santander got his first home run, but it doesn't mean anything. I mean, they lost anyway.
At least he hit a home run.
He did hit a home run. He still...
Soon time for the $500 million man to hit one.
Yeah. By the way, this is an interesting stat. You know that Lourdes Gurriel Jr. right now is hitting 163?
Oh, good.
But he has 2 homers and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, I think Vladdy has 4 RBIs.
Yeah, and no homers.
Yeah. So he's on pace for like 60-something RBIs and 0 home runs. I hope he heats up. I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
But
he's hit like 280.
I calculated his contract. If he plays every game 162 for the next 14 years of that contract, he will make $220,500 per game.
Jeez, man.
Per game. Now, there's going to be games he doesn't play, so it gets even more per game.
Well,
my other question is, maybe I'll save it.
Save it, okay. Might as well talk about it now. So last week, we mentioned on our game show that we played, my first or last question was, the Blue Jays and Vladdy will agree to a deal by the end of that day. And it happened
No,
In Newfoundland, it was after midnight. In Toronto, it was just before midnight.
not even true. Everybody else announced it.
They did.
The Blue Jays didn't announce it until about 6 days later.
That's true. So yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Which I don't understand.
I don't.
Everybody, even Sportsnet was reporting it,
Yeah.
but the Blue Jays didn't announce it for days later. I don't get that.
So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has re-signed with the Toronto Blue Jays for 14 years, $500 million. That includes a $325 million signing bonus. And what we're going to do today is... You didn't ask me, so I'm just going to say it.
You never tell me.
We're
in
gonna-
the show.
yeah.
What are we doing today, my son?
We're going to read some tweets.
We're going to read some tweets. Oh, you know what? That's not the read some tweets music.
It's not, actually.
This is.
I've realized. There you go.
There we go. We'll
There
put the
we
graphic up. We'll put the graphic up to this one.
Yeah.
Not clear-headed this morning. I'm having trouble getting going.
And the reason we're reading tweets is because it appears as though, and this is my biggest issue with it, this whole thing, despite the fact that it's a horrible contract because he's not that good, is that,
Well, we don't know that yet.
yeah, we do.
Maybe he is that good. They keep telling us how great he is.
He's not. Let's be honest. Is Blue Jay fans, particularly on social media, are just going crazy how happy they are about this deal, and it frustrates me because how are you so happy about this? Like, what is there to be happy about with this deal?
Most people are happy about it.
I don't understand how. Like, there's nothing to be happy about with this deal. It's a bad deal. It's a very bad deal.
Would you rather have him or not have him?
I would rather not have him.
Okay, well, then you're not happy with the deal.
I'd rather have Bo than I would have him.
You got Bo.
But you might not after
You
the
might
end of the
not.
year.
Bo is playing extremely well right now.
And I think this is just Blue Jay fans need to just wake up and realize this is a horrible contract. This is not, stop being happy about this. This is not something to be happy about.
Everybody just stop being happy. Stop it.
Not in general.
We do not want you to be happy.
Not just about this.
No longer are you allowed to be happy.
Not in general, but just this. Like this specifically.
Listen, my son, here's your life lesson. You have your opinion. Other people have their opinions. You need to respect other people's opinions. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to agree with them.
But what if I think their opinion is wrong?
Well, you can respectfully disagree.
Well, I respectfully
You
disagree.
can't tell someone that they need to change their opinion. That's their opinion. Because if you want to go macro with this, look down south. Do you like the president?
Not at all.
Okay. Would you like to tell all his voters that they need to change their opinion?
Yes?
Yeah. But would you?
No.
And are they gonna?
No.
Same thing.
Well, because they could shoot me.
Well, there's a good chance of that. I don't know if the Blue Jay fans will shoot you, but I'm with you on it. I don't like the contract. But everyone that says they like it, they can't tell me why.
Yeah, no one can tell me why.
They just, I don't, that'd be a good contract for half that money.
Yeah.
I think they're going to really regret that one in a few years.
Yeah, because like you said, like you've been saying for a while now, you're going to move to DH and
I don't see superstardom out of Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
And the other thing that
We were told he was going to be.
the other thing that baffles
I'm not done.
okay.
You're jumping all over me today. We were told he was going to be a superstar.
Yeah,
I think he's better than average for sure,
he's better than average.
but he's not $500 million man.
He's not.
He's not franchise cornerstone, I don't think. Maybe at some point he arrives fully, but haven't seen it yet.
Wasn't there a show $6 million man?
6 million or 16 million? Steve Austin.
It was
Bionic
it was
Man.
$6 million. I think.
Anyone that watched it in the 80s knows exactly what that noise was I just made.
Yeah.
Steve Austin. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. It's from the show.
The other thing that bothers me too about this is if the Blue
You are really bothered today.
I am. This bothers me. But the other thing that bothers me about this contract is they could have done this like 3 years ago for half this money. That's the other thing. Like if they really wanted him, they could have done this 3 years ago for half the money.
Well, that goes back to our other issue, right? We don't have very good people running the ship right now.
No, we really don't.
No.
And not only that, but like I think you mentioned it last week, it was reported he turned down $500 million, and now he signs for $500 million.
Well, we were reading what was reported. Who knows?
Maybe it was wrong. I mean,
Maybe it was shorter term. I don't know. I will give Vladdy this. If what he says in the media is true, good for him. He really wants to be a Blue Jay.
yeah.
He says that. And I don't have a problem him being a Blue Jay. I have a problem paying him $500 million to be your first baseman, which is an expensive first baseman, and it's going to be primarily a DH in 5 years.
Exactly.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
And in 3 or 4 years, another prospect comes along that we need to sign. Are we going to be cash strapped now because we gave all that to Vladdy? That's a big contract for a long time.
And I mean, yeah, I think it's the biggest contract in Toronto sports history because it beats out Scotty Barnes, who is, I think, making a little more like over a year. But
So again, like I said last week, if you're going to be paid as the best ever, your numbers had better be the best ever.
Yeah.
And they are not the best ever. And I'm still going to say, if the bases are loaded and there's 2 out and the Jays are losing by a few runs or a run or 2 and Vladdy's coming up, I don't get excited about that. I would rather see Bo in that situation.
right now, rather see Springer, he's tearing the cover off the baseball.
Usually when Vladdy comes up in that situation, it is such a letdown.
Yeah.
You know the Blue Jays hit into 5 double plays yesterday.
Oh my God.
One of which was Vladdy not knowing how to run bases. They were 1 shy of the American League record for double plays hit into in a game. 5 double plays. Then I'm watching the other night, and they had a replay review that they were looking at. They had 15 seconds to do the old, your favorite thing.
Yeah,
They couldn't make the decision in 15 seconds. They wanted to, because then Snyder goes like this, and they said, sorry, man, 15 seconds is up. Why can these buffoons not get the call out of the dugout
They
in
did it
time?
last year, too. I remember that.
Man. Anyway, let's move on. We're running late.
Okay.
So what are we doing here?
Tweets.
Okay. You just want me to do a drum roll?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have 4 of them. The last one, though, is a shorter one.
Make them quick. I got to go.
First one's from Sid Sixero. I disagree with him. Blue Jays just locked up Vladdy, a 26-year-old who might have been the most sought-after free agent this winter, to a massive deal. Any Jays fan on this app who has a problem with it needs to have their head examined. I guess I need to have my head examined.
See, that tells me, though, that there must be an awful lot of Jays fans
Yeah.
that aren't happy.
Yeah.
For Sid to come out and say that, he was reading an awful lot of negative tweets about the deal.
Yeah.
So, again, Sid, respect your opinion. Don't always agree with it.
No.
But the dollars and cents don't make sense to me.
No, that makes sense to me either.
Okay. We done with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's laying the groundwork for what's coming. I'm assuming. These are the Blue Jay fans that aren't happy, are they?
No,
Okay, you can just read one now.
yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah. You got to tip your cap to the Blue Jays front office. The Vladdy deal had to get done. If the Jays had a similar season to their last 2 and Bo and Vladdy walked in free agency, it would have been the end of this team for a long time. Weird to say, but good job, Ross Atkins.
Never will I tip my hat to Mark Shapiro or Ross Atkins.
Never.
The 2 biggest buffoons ever in Toronto sports history.
Yes.
Never will I tip my hat.
Arguably Canadian
And apparently,
sports history.
they didn't get it done. Ed Rogers got it done.
Yeah.
So I tip my hat to Ed Rogers if I'm tipping my hat to anyone. But I don't like the deal, so I'm not tipping my hat.
No, exactly.
Any comments on that one?
Not really. It's just people aren't thinking straight.
No?
No. I respectfully disagree with your opinion.
Tip your hat. Moron.
This one has some grammatical errors in it, so it's going to be kind of hard to understand.
Okay.
And this is the way.
Maybe we won't put it up on the screen.
This
so
is
then
the way.
No one will know.
This is the way the tweet was. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say here.
So what you're saying is, as weird as this is going to sound, you're reading it properly.
Yes.
Okay. Number 3.
Love how before Vladdy was signed, the narrative going around was, got to get this deal done. They can't sign big name talent. Now after Vlad signs, it's, oh, they paid too much. He's not worth it. Oh, but if they didn't sign him, huge mistake. Team that does great pickup.
Team that does great pickup.
That's the end of the tweet. I don't know what he means.
Like there's a word or two missing. Maybe I don't know.
But that's how it was.
But that whole tweet is just stupid.
Yeah.
And because you're talking about one group of people that have an opinion, and you're talking about another group of people having a different opinion, and of course they're going to oppose.
Yeah.
But the guy that said this, I've never said they can't get a deal done with a big name talent. Never have I said that.
It's just, why would big name talent want to come here?
Probably could. No, that's not true. I mean, they signed Ryu. That was a big signing. Did
Yeah,
they not?
yeah.
Barrios.
Rios was big.
They've had some big names.
Springer was big.
Springer, was that Atkins?
Yeah.
Yeah. Springer was a big deal.
That was the biggest one.
To
in
me,
Blue
that's
Jays
not
history,
true.
Until Vladdy.
They're able to sign people.
But like the two guys that
I'm not happy about the contract. That's all.
the two people that I think people are like pointing at in particular with big name talent is probably Soto and Ohtani. And we were never going to get them anyway.
I don't put that on the two buffoons.
No.
They're not coming to Canada.
No.
It's not happening. If
Why would they?
If the two buffoons want to put their necks out and say, we'll give you $6 billion, then Shohei Ohtani and Soto will just use them for leverage to get more money from the teams they want to go to. Who could not see that Ohtani wanted to go to the Dodgers? Who couldn't see that?
That's a good, yeah.
Like, Toronto, really? Don't think so.
Well, we
Get
thought
your
so.
heads out of your arses, folks.
We thought so for
Ohtani to the Blue Jays. Okay.
we thought so for about an hour.
Yeah.
On that one day.
Yeah, we did.
Or actually, we thought for the whole day until
Not the greatest moment in Toronto sports history.
no.
No, but
No.
anyway, that's just a stupid tweet.
We have one more.
There's a group of people that say this, and there's a group of people that say that. Now they're saying that no. People are saying the same thing. There's just two different groups with different opinions.
Yeah.
You idiot. No! Now, one more.
This one's very short, and I probably shouldn't have included it,
Let's read some tweets.
but it signifies a larger point.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it.
It was a simple. So this just tweeted along with a picture of Ross Atkins, it was a picture of Ross Atkins, and it just says, "I'm sorry for ever doubting you, Ross." And this really, this one, I just want to put, because this brings up a larger point of, some people seem to be easily forgiving Ross Atkins now, and it's just like, you can't do that. Like, you have to understand, this is the same guy who traded Moreno and Gurriel for our show. It's the same guy that
People don't forget.
I can't think on the spot of his worst moments. Traded Donaldson for nothing. Let Encarnacion walk. Signed Kendrys Morales.
People won't forget.
Yeah, what was the other one? I can't remember now.
And again, I don't know that they did it. I think Eddie said, we're doing it.
Yeah,
You guys figure out how to make it happen, but get it done.
and they're not going to say no to Ed. I mean,
Say again?
they're not going to say no to Ed. Like, it's not going to happen.
You generally don't say no to your boss.
No, not really.
Doesn't lead to long-term employment usually
Not usually.
with that organization.
I can't believe he's still here. 10 years in, we still got the same
I
core.
don't see it changing now.
You don't see it. You think they're going to stay? Think Shapiro?
No, I don't see the team changing.
okay.
I think they're going to struggle their way to a 500 record. If that, they lose today, they're back to 8-8.
Yeah,
And if they lose today, Baltimore gets to 8-8. So they'd both be 8-8.
yeah.
And I don't know if 8-8 is where you want to be. 16 games in, maybe they do. Maybe. But I think they're just going to be win a few, lose a few, win a few, lose a few. And at the end of the year or before that, someone's going to have to say, what the heck are we doing with this team?
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Right.
Right.
But
Because
I
you
mean-
got catching is a problem. There's no
Don't get me started on Kirk.
there's
today.
no offense from the catching position whatsoever.
$11 million to that guy. $11 million.
Yeah, our second baseman Jimenez
Not bad.
made an error on what day was it? Thursday night against
Not a bad
Boston.
hitter. Not a bad hitter.
He's not known for that. He's known for his glove.
Yeah.
And I've watched the last couple of games. He's been bobbling the ball all over the place. We'll get that in order. We're not totally set at third base. Like after, what does it go? Bo, Vladdy, Santander, and I don't even know how to count Jimenez. I mean, Jimenez has 3 home runs, I think, which leads the team.
Yeah, it does actually.
But after Santander, the lineup is not very scary.
Well, Springer's tearing the cover of the ball right now. He's hitting 462.
You're right, and he's way down the lineup.
Yeah, he's.
So maybe they need to start looking at moving him back up
Yeah.
so they can get some offense at the start of the lineup. But I don't know. I see struggling for 500, and that's how it's going to go.
Teoscar Hernandez, former Blue Jay, now a Dodger.
Yeah,
He has 5 home runs.
yeah.
already.
That's what power hitters do,
Yeah.
right?
That's what Santander's supposed to do.
Yep.
But he's not doing it.
Maybe Santander's unlocked something.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
He had a nice reception from Baltimore in his first return. And they weren't so happy when he hit the home run, but they were happy that their team won the game after. Blue Jays should not have lost that game yesterday.
No. At least got Carolina tonight.
Not true. They have them this afternoon.
Oh, it's this afternoon?
5 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Newfoundland.
Joseph Wool is
6
starting.
in Labrador.
Joseph Wool is starting.
I would think so. Although Stolarz cannot be tired.
Cannot be, no.
I think the Canadians had 10 shots through 3 periods yesterday. It strikes me as a team that's desperate to clinch a playoff spot. They could only muster 10 shots.
Man.
So it doesn't seem like their goalie held him in it.
And
What's his name? Dobash?
I think it's Dobash, yeah.
Dobash?
Jakob Dobash.
He was all over the place.
And,
And I gotta say, Marner he scored the winner,
yeah.
but boy, was he coughing the puck up all night.
They put him on the defensive pair with Carlo, didn't they, at one point?
Here's what I don't understand.
They put,
Why did they only have 5 defensemen? They knew
it was,
they knew OEL wasn't playing.
yeah, but apparently it was like cap-related issues or something.
I was gonna say, because wouldn't you just call up one of the kids?
It was cap-related issues.
So 5 of them went. And Marner took a shift on defense, which is never a good move. I don't care what you say. Simone Benoit played like 22, 23 minutes. It was a scary night, but Benoit's playing great.
He is playing great.
I like Benoit. He's the heart and soul of that team, as far as I'm concerned. And Tanev, just Mr. Blockshot.
I think Tavares is there in the whole team, but okay.
Well, I want a new heart and soul because the heart and soul hasn't been getting it done for the last 9 years. So let's go with someone else.
And I guess the last thing we can talk about
1
is...
week yesterday, it starts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, playoffs, eh?
Might be
Got to grow the beards again.
It's either Ottawa or Florida. Probably Ottawa.
I would say it's going to be Ottawa because Florida and Tampa are 4 points behind the Leafs. If the Leafs win today, they lock up first, I'm pretty sure.
I don't like the Ottawa idea.
I don't like any idea. Leafs and playoffs is like oil and water. Not a good mix. But who knows? This could be the year.
Could be. I don't know.
Right?
You never know.
I got my ticket bought for June for the Stanley Cup parade down Bay Street and Yonge Street in Toronto. Can't wait to get there.
And I'll ask one more question.
Yeah.
Does Rory blow it today, or does he win? Ooh. Is he going to have a Sunday collapse, or is he going to win? Because he currently has a 2-shot lead at the Masters.
I would like to see Justin Rose win it, but
I want to see Rory
probably
win it,
not
man.
going to happen. What I think is going to happen,
It's the only major he hasn't won.
and again, don't take this to your bookie. Rory's not going to necessarily collapse, but I don't think he's going to hold off Bryson.
Yeah, Bryson, yeah.
Bryson got it going, man.
He does.
It'll be an interesting watch. I'll be watching it if you don't disturb me.
Not going to disturb you.
I'll be watching it. It'll be good. Rory started yesterday like birdie, eagle, birdie, and then he went 3-3-3-3. I hate starting like that because when I start like that, I know trouble's coming.
But you don't start like that.
I know. I'm glad you saw the joke there. I'm going to put money on Bryson.
Really?
Yeah, and not going to be a huge collapse, but I think Bryson's going to catch him on the front 9 and walk away with it on the back 9. That's just what I think. But the Masters is a different animal. That could go any way, and someone we're not even talking about might rise to the top.
Well, probably not Corey Connors. He kind of...
Corey's in there. He's in there. I don't see him doing it, but for the PGA and golf, I'd like to see Rory.
Me too.
Because do you want a live guy winning the Masters? But Bryson's a man of the people.
Well, they're merged, so maybe...
Well, have they?
I'm going to stick with... I'm going to say Rory.
Rory?
I think he's going to stick.
You say Rory, I say Bryson.
I think Bryson's going to try and catch him, but I think Rory's going to have a good day, and I think he's going to keep the lead.
We'll find out
We will find
in 7 days.
In 7
We'll
days?
find out in a few hours.
Yeah.
But we'll announce it in 7 days.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else over there?
No?
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You're done talking.
I am.
All right. Shut her down, boy.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew. Find us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. Back next Sunday with the next episode.
See you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.